Yo guys, what's going on? Joey Motovlogging today and welcome back to another video. So then yesterday I had an absolutely amazing day. I went on the Yamaha Experience Extreme Wheelie School and basically today's video is going to be showing you about the day. What it entails, how it runs, and how my progression through the day was. Just in case any of you guys out there are wanting to participate in a wheelie school, Extreme Wheelie School is classed as the best in the UK, they claim themselves as. Brilliant day, brilliant instructors, I'll go a bit more into that. But the reason I'm doing this today is if you are choosing to do a wheelie school in the UK, there's not many videos out there talking you through how the day runs. They're basically just like a few slideshows or a music montage of people wheeling, and it really give you a feel of how the day runs or what the crack is really. So I tried to document as much footage as I could. I didn't get as much footage as I liked, basically because my GoPro shafted me once again, but also because I was trying to concentrate as well, you know what I mean? I paid a lot of money to go to the school. So I tried to not worry about just getting footage all day long. It might be a long video, but hopefully if you guys are really wanting to go to one of these schools, it might be worth sticking around. So grab a brew. I don't know how long this video is going to last, but hopefully you do enjoy it. But yeah guys, let's talk about the Yamaha Experience Extreme Wheelie School. So I'll leave a link to the school's website in the description below if you are fancy checking it out at any point in the video. But yeah, how the way the school run, it was in York. I live in Halifax, so it was only about an hour away. We went over in my dad's van. It was me and my dad that went over. We put all his gear in the back as leathers and stuff. And when we got there, I think the meeting point was 9:45 in the morning. So we got there a bit late, got his gear on, met up the instructor outside the airfield, and then he guided us onto the airfield. Instructor was named Ash, brilliant guy, stunt rider. You'll see a few videos, or you might be seeing some now, of him showing off and showing his stunts and all that. But we drove up to the clubhouse at the airfield where Ash introduced us to the rest of the team, and then we went on and did the safety brief. This has a back sprocket on that. Yeah. Now the safety brief was about 20-30 minutes long. You do want to be out there on the bike, but unfortunately these stuff have to be done. We went through, like, I've got a video of me opening and showing the brief itself, but overall it was just like what we're doing through the day, respect to the riders, you won't be going out of first gear on the bike, don't do this, don't do that, just stuff to keep you check in line, you know what I mean? But they're a great team, the guys at the wheelie school. They I think there's 4 of them all together, the main instructors, and they was basically just explaining to you that the day will be chill. It will literally be no matter what level you start on the bike, whether you race bikes for a living, whether you ride a 50cc moped. Today we're going to strip you of all your knowledge of your bike, and we're going to build you from the ground up on this MT07. I'm going to show you how to wheelie it, which I really did enjoy that, because people there in all sorts of bikes, but I like the fact that they take everything away from you, for no matter what you ride, and they teach you all the same and just tell you to forget any past experience you've had with wheelies. But yeah, once we had a safety briefing, we got back in the cars, and Ash took us out to the airfield. I've got a video of that. It was a live airfield, so there was gliders and planes and gyrocopters and helicopters flying over us all the time. Smile. So when we got to the airfield, we were told to get his gear on, and Ash were doing his thing, you know, he's stunting and all that. I've got a brilliant video of that. He's absolutely amazing. If you've ever seen the film, I think it's called London Heist. I read up that he does the all stunts in that. So I feel like I'm a bit of a celebrity there. But anyways, once we'd done that, we were all brought around the trailer, like little paddock, where there was like tea and coffee and all that. And there was 8 of us all together. We got split into 2 groups of 4. They were really great about this, so they asked like if you was with anybody, so like I was with my dad. There were another guy with his dad, and I think there were 3 guys with his dad and then 2 solos. So we got split off into 2 groups of 4. It was me, my dad, one guy my age, and another solo guy around my dad's age. And we got taken over to the wheelie machine. So I've got a brilliant video on me on this, but I'll talk you through it at the same time. So what they do is they tell you to get on it, crack the bike into 2nd gear, and then they give you a feel for the bike. So you'll see him like with me with my hands on the handlebars, and he's cracking the throttle, and he's telling me where the bike wants to lift, at what RPM it feels like it's gonna want to get up in the sky. And then once you've gone through that and you get a feel for the bike, they tell you to get from about 5,000 to 7,000 RPM, bang that throttle as hard as you can because you can't really flip it. The guys give you a boost up, and then on the first go around they try to tell you to keep the bike at balance point with the throttle only. So basically you get the bike up in the air, you try to keep a point of the bike on the horizon somewhere, and you're kind of chopping the throttle back on and off, try to keep that bike up, swaying back and forth, obviously not going past there. And then once you've got a good hang of that, they'll let everybody have a go in your group, and then you go around again, and the second time round is when they really put you on what the whole day is focused around, and that's focusing on not the throttle but the back brake. So that again they tell you to get a feel for the bike, bang it up, they'll lift you up. You keep that throttle at about 5,000 to 7,000 they were saying, and it's all about the back brake then, you do nothing with your hand. And the outcome with that, I've got a good video of me doing it, is you want the bike to sway back and forth at balance point, and you're doing this with the back brake. So you're tapping your back brake to bring it back down, you let it go to bring it back up with the revs, but you never ever let your hand chop for the throttle because then it'll be violent. It may throw you back, it may slam you back down. But we'll go into a bit more about that later when we start talking about the wheelies and how they were teaching you there, because they explained it better than me obviously because they're the instructors. But once we'd done that, the guys in the other group were on the actual bikes, on the wheelie bars. We switched over and we got on the bikes. Now I've got a video of me originally on the bike, and the way it was split was into 3 sections. So the first section, what you'd do is you'd go around in circles again. Main order around the day is to keep it chill, and just get a feel for the bike, feel its slow speed manoeuvres. You weren't allowed out of 1st gear, so there were a lot of back brake work going around the corners and stuff like that. So when you got onto the straight, the instructors were saying that when you get to the point on the straight, you go from 5,000 to 7,000 RPM as quick as you can. Whether it be a snap, whether it be a smooth on. Basically the aim of that exercise was to feel what the bike was like lifting up off the ground. This is what I'm saying about them building you from nothing. They would try to get you used to that bike lifting off the ground and not scaring you, because there's explaining how they once had a gentleman who was riding the bike. He tried to go from 5 to 7 as quick as he could, but went from about 3 to 7 as fast as he could. The bike jolted up, slammed off the wheelie bar, bounced back down, big violent tank slapper and all that. And then for the rest of the day there was just a mental block on that gentleman because he scared himself. So I respected that, I really did. I just tried to take it at their pace because they're the guys who know what they're doing. So like I said, this is the first exercise you're seeing behind us. Just try to crack that throttle a little harder, a little smoother, and eventually you want to get that front wheel off the ground about maybe 10 inch or so, like that, just to get that feeling of the bike coming up and then resting it back down. So then the second step of the bike section was learning how to use the rear brake. So instead of cracking that throttle open, what they do is they tell you to keep it about 3,000 RPM, and then slowly accelerate to 5, and then give you a rear brake a quick and a hard kind of jab. And what this do is it'd press the bike into the floor and bring it up, and then once the bike was up you'd have enough revs then to try and keep it at a balance point, or maybe a bit more to bring it up some more if you didn't manage to get it up. It just gives you a lot more freedom, and it was an easier way of getting the bike in the air.
It's easier said than done. Getting this to do it, we also shape back brake, slow down or stop. So you can have your own back going here to keep this open. Just watch hands. His brake. All he's doing is releasing that power via the back brake. He's not giving it any more after. It's in, he's stopped it, compressed it, and released it.
That's what you learn on that, isn't it? Yeah. How
smooth and tame is that? And if you do the
But then that was that bit. So you had 1, learn how to use the throttle to bring the bike up. Number 2, bringing the bike up with the brake. And then the third section, which was a part that I couldn't really master, was putting them together. So they'd ask you to come down the straight, they'd ask you to smoothly crack the throttle up hard enough to bring the front wheel up, but as the bike was like light on the front end, you'd also dab the brake so it'd jam it in and bounce it up, if you know what I mean. There's a great video I've got of the guy doing it, and he makes it look so easy, but I could not get used to it for my life. So when you got into the second bit, the third bit, I think you got, like say, you got 15 minutes each of just going around trying to get this front wheel in the air. And then overall that was the morning section done, so that was like 2 or 3 hours. We all got back together, the 2 groups of 8, we had dinner, had a brew, went back to the clubhouse, and then what we did is he kind of talked through what we're going to do then, and that was the third section again, but we're all going to get on the bikes this time. There was 4 bikes, there was 2 MT09s and 2 MT07s. I went on the MT07. I didn't want to ride the 9, but I thought it'd be better off if I rode the 7, as it possibly could be the next bike. So we got on them, 15 minutes a pop, and you, like you say, you'd come round, you'd do like maybe 4 laps, 4 attempts. They'd bring you back together. You get 2-to-1 training, and he'd tell you what you did wrong and what you did again and what you could do.
Nice, mate. Keep it nice and smooth, yeah. Just the same as you're doing. Take your time with it. Get nice and consistent and smooth with this. Yeah, does that make sense? And then when we get onto the brake, the brake's got an easier job. Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't feel it different. I don't feel it different. I just feel it normal.
Okay, but you've not got enough brake on there as well, though, have you? Don't try and get the lift just from the throttle. The brake will do that as well. So if this is consistent and working well, and there's plenty of lift in the forks, the brake will do the rest of the work. Okay. How's that feeling?
Alright, it's just that feeling of once it's there. Do you see what I'm saying?
And how do you keep it there?
You keep that where it is, and
Yeah.
back brake.
Yeah. So do it.
It's just more doing it now.
Yeah,
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, guys, go on, a few more then.
So after dinner, like I said, it was basically just 3 hours then, try to get this front wheel in the air, cracking it harder, going out your comfort zone, feeling the bike, and really, like, towards the end of the day, you were full on, like, snapping that throttle. It were coming up and you were absolutely fine with it. You were so confident with the front wheel in the air. Not keeping it there, I still can't keep it there, but the feeling of the bike jumping up on me now instantly is so much more comfortable than it used to be. And I'd say that's what I took out of that day. I mean, I still would do another one again, like a refresher course, just so I had a bit more time to work on the back brake, do you know what I mean? But out of the day, I got a brilliant, you know, I managed to feel confident with a bigger bike snapping up on me coming up, knowing where my limit was, knowing where the bike's limit was to tipping over backwards. But yeah, like I said, the next 3 hours it was just 2-to-1 training. I've got a few videos, but not as much as I'd like. But a brilliant afternoon, I highly recommend it. I mean, there isn't really much more to say. And when the guys thought you were pretty good at wheelies, they started taking some photos here. So I've got my photo here. Not as high as I liked it, but it's still in the air. It felt so much higher than that. But yeah, cracking day. Like I said, I'll leave the link for the website in the description. If you do have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. I'm not paid by these guys to do this. I just wanted to show my experience. Because like I said, it was probably one of the best days I've had out on the bike this year, and definitely making me look forward to getting my full license even more. But anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. Like I said, any questions, leave them below. I've got a link to the website below as well. Still didn't get as much footage as I'd like to do, but at least I still managed to make a video on it, because I didn't want to have a video where I missed an opportunity, because I've already lost 2 days out of footage this year and I'm absolutely gutted. But yeah guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, ride safe, and have a beautiful day. This has been JBL Motovlogging, and I'm out. Peace.